I had a long day at work, and my brother-in-law woke me up to make him dinner because I am a woman, so I went ballistic and left his house. My husband Tom and I had 2 sons, were recently in a house fire and lost our home, but luckily, we were all out of the house when this happened. Tom's brother, Sean, and his wife agreed to let us stay at his place with their kids while we sort out insurance. I don't like Sean as he believes in traditional gender roles in a household. We have had issues since he realized I would keep my maiden name at work, which I told him was none of his business or my personal choice. He works full-time, and his wife is a housewife. When we had our sons, Sean thought I would quit my job as a doctor and become a som. However, Tom became inside instead and then went back to work after our son went to school and didn't share the same thought process as Sean. Sean disapproved of this and me and vocalized his thoughts about the situation. I got Tom to speak to Sean, and he has left us alone since but occasionally used to make comments at holidays and birthdays about it, which I ignored. They stopped when Tom returned to work, and since then, Tom says Sean has grown as a person. Tom and Sean are very close, and I would never tell him to stop talking to him, but I interact as little as possible with Sean. My son's school and Tom's workplace are within walking distance from Sean's house, which is why I agreed to stay, and suck it up while we get back on our feet, as it is temporary. Yesterday was a very hectic day at work, and I was exhausted. My shift ended at midday, and I went straight to bed. Everyone was out of the house. Sean and Tom went to work, the kids were at school, and Sean's wife went to see a friend. Sean got home first and woke me up. I was upset and still tired, and when I asked him why, he said I should make a start on dinner as it was getting late and his wife was out and not picking up her phone. Usually, I cook in the house with his wife, but I was upset that Sean had woken me up and yelled at him not to disturb me. I kicked him out of the room and told him I would go back to sleep and he could sort out his dinner. When I woke up that evening, Sean told me I needed to respect his house rules while I was under his house. I told him he could have cooked himself, heated leftovers in the fridge, or got takeaway. Tom thinks that Sean did overstep by waking me up and making demands, but I shouldn't have yelled and escalated the situation. Update: I didn't expect many responses, but I have read quite a few. I spoke to a friend who said we are welcome at hers. I told my husband I was leaving with the kids, and he was welcome to join me or stay at Sean. My brother-in-law didn't tell my husband the whole story. I just flat out refused to cook and then yelled at him out of tiredness when one of the conditions of our stay was that we would cook and help out around the house. I was upset that my husband believed Sean but didn't have the whole story. In our culture, we place a big emphasis on respecting elders. I know I feel uncomfortable opposing elder relatives on my side of the family, so I understand why my husband struggles. This experience has made me put down my foot, and I have told my husband I don't want our sons anywhere near him. I think this has also been an eye-opener for my husband, and he has agreed to move out with me, although brother-in-law asked him to stay. Only sister-in-law and my kids' cousins will be allowed over when we get our place sorted. My sister-in-law has called to apologize for brother-in-law's behavior, and I have not heard from him. He was silent and only talked to my husband and the kids. I agreed to move in with brother-in-law as I believed he had changed his beliefs, and it had been a few years since our last fight, but he had not. Also, the house belonged to my husband's late parents, and he owns half of it. Our insurance company has finally ruled the fire as a faulty electrical in our kitchen, so we will get our place by Friday.